who are binding themselves together in secret societies. So here we see that secret societies will have a part to play in the closing events. Those who are yielding to the passion for confederation are working out the plans of the enemy. The cause will be followed by the effect. Transgression has almost reached its limit. Confusion fills the world, and a great terror is soon to come upon human beings. The end is very near. We who know the truth should be preparing for what is soon to break upon the world as an overwhelming surprise. There will be more and still more external parade by worldly powers. Under different symbols, God presented to John the wicked character and seductive influence of those who have been distinguished for their persecution of his people. The 18th chapter of Revelation speaks of mystic Babylon, fallen from her high estate to become a persecuting power. Those who keep the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus are the object of the wrath of this power. This terrible picture drawn by John to show how completely the powers of earth will give themselves over to evil should show those who have received the truth how dangerous it is to link up with secret societies or to join themselves in any way with those who do not keep God's commandments. Brethren, we need to be careful what alliances we have with non-commandment keepers. Religion, in fact, we should be careful what alliances we have with commandment keepers. Isn't it recently there was these 4 brethren that cheated other brethren? Was it £3 million, £4 million, £2 million, £3 million? Disgraceful. And brethren, what have we got £3 million sitting in the banks anyway? If the earth is about to close, imagine what could have been done with £3 million. Maybe God has brought judgment upon your money. Cursed is your money. Cursed are our 4 brethren. They're lost. We need to pray for them. Brethren, if you listen to this tape, you need to repent. Religious powers, allied to heaven by profession and claiming to have the characteristics of a lamb, will show by their acts that they have the heart of a dragon, and that they are instigated and controlled by Satan. The time is coming when God's people will feel the hand of persecution because they keep holy the 7th day. Satan has caused the change of the Sabbath in the hope of carrying out his purpose for the defeat of God's plans. He seeks to make the commands of God of less force in the world than human laws. The New World Order, brethren, we are in it. In 1776 in Bavaria, Germany, under the guidance of a university professor, Dr. Adam Weishaupt, the New World Order was born. This man was a Jewish Jesuit. Posing as a Freemason, he organized the Illuminati, meaning the enlightened ones, and connected it with the Grand Orient Masonic Lodge of France. Its members were initiated into the secret teachings of Lucifer. Its aim was to create a new world order through the policy-making circles of European government. Although officially banned in the 1870s, it continued in disguise under the mantle of high Freemasonry. Gary Carr, En route to global occupation. If you look on the $1 note, it has Novus Ordo Seclorum. And what does that mean? It means a new order has begun. There's also some Roman numerals at the bottom. You know what date that is? 1776. The same time that Adam Weishaupt started his new organization. Weishaupt had long been scheming the establishment of an associational order which in time should govern the world. Robinson's proof of a conspiracy. Who was this Robinson? Robinson was part of the French government. He realized and exposed this scam that Adam Weishaupt and his Illuminati agents were the ones that were coming in to destroy the European governments. And did anyone listen to Robinson? It took a while. And incidentally, the symbol we find of the New World Order, if you realize in a few presentations earlier, we find these same symbols in Catholic churches. In 1773, the Jesuit order was put out by Pope under pressure from European governments. Ingolstadt University in Bavaria had been a Jesuit institution for many years. Weishaupt was professor of canon law there at Ingolstadt. He wanted to see the Jesuit order come back into power, and eventually he published a plan to help the Jesuits take over the world. This plan is laid out in a book called Proofs of a Conspiracy by John Robeson in 1798. Weishaupt had long been scheming the establishment of an association or order which in time would govern the world. In his first fervour and high expectations, he hinted to several ex-Jesuits the probability of their recovering under a new name, the influence which they formerly possessed, and of being again of great service to society, by directing the education of youth of distinction, now emancipated from all civil and religious prejudices. Proofs of a Conspiracy, page 59. The Illuminati inspired the formation of the Jacobin Society in France in 1789, which was notorious for its policy of conspiracy and revolution, and was responsible for organizing the French Revolution. These same secret societies, this order, it was indeed the same power that came out of the bottomless pit. The banks. In 1913, America was led into creating the Federal Reserve System, now controlled by Rothschilds, Warburg, and Rockefeller's cartel. After the Great War of 1914 to 1918, the same group played a major role in the formation of the League of Nations. This was the first political attempt to form a one world government. The next step was the setting up of national groups to advise their respective governments on international affairs. In 1921, the Council of Foreign Relations was officially formed in the USA with counterparts in London, Paris, and Hamburg. This organization declared publicly, "We shall have world government whether or not you like it, by conquest or consent." En route to global occupation, page 29 to 31. The CFR, from its inception, has employed the term New World Order. In describing the coming world government, the United Nations in 1946 is the brainchild of the CFR. The European counterpart of the CFR is known as the Bilderbergers, which began to function in 1954. It is responsible for the unification of Europe. Another step was the formation of the Club of Rome in 1968. It is responsible for the regionalization and unification of the entire world. Brethren, time is running out. The CFR in its philosophy is New Age. This is deeply involved in the occult. The next was the formation of the Trilateral Commission by David Rockefeller. This was in reaction to the exposure of the CFR in the USA. Its mission is to promote world government by encouraging economic independence among the superpowers. The USA government is under the control and guidance of the CFR and the Trilateral Commission, page 44 to 56, en route to global occupation. It's also interesting to note that in the United Nations they have a publishing department, and I believe it's called Lucian Press, or Lucifer Press, Lucian Press I think, and there we find this philosophy of New Age is printed and published. They also have a chapel, and in this chapel it is a New Age chapel. I think it's the Lucis Trust. Lucis Trust is based at the United Nations. The Fabian Society, what are they about? Another organization bent on establishing the New World Order is the Fabian Society, founded by George Bernard Shaw. Its motto is a wolf in sheep's clothing. In the realm of religion, the New World Order is also being strongly promoted and with phenomenal success. What are they trying to do? They're trying to bring all the religions of the world into one melting pot. What did we find George Bush Sr. once saying? He says, "We are now entering into a new world order." At the same time, we found Gorbachev saying, "We are now entering into a new world